What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today doing a Master Duel Unchained deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because we just got amazing support for Unchained in Master Duel, taking this deck to a new level, making it one of the best decks to play. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. Like in your name description every single video, getting assigned cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Aruha. Aruha is definitely a 3-up in the build and is an amazing card for the deck that lets you target one card you control, but you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except fiend monsters and destroy the targeted card. And if you do, special summon this card from your hand, which is an awesome ability just to instantly get this card out on your side of the field, especially if you pop one of your set trap cards to be able to instantly get this card out, because then you also get a special summon off the trap's ability. Now, if this card is on the field and is destroyed by battle or by card effect, then you actually get to special summon another Unchained monster from your hand or deck, except another copy of this card, which is amazing that this card just floats into another monster. We then play a single copy of Rikeya. Rikeya is a really good 1-of in the deck, but you really only need a single copy of Rikeya. This card has the ability to quick effect, target one card that you control and destroy it, but it locks you into fiends for the rest of the turn. And if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, except by a copy of its own effect, it has the ability to get to special summon out another copy of an Unchained monster from your hand or deck, which is a really cool ability. I love this card's effect in the deck, but you really only need a single copy of Rikeya. We then play a single copy of Sarama. Sarama is really insane as a combo piece, but again, just like your copy of Rikeya, you only need a single copy. This card has the ability to let you target an Unchained card in your graveyard, accept another copy of this card, and set it to your side of the field, then destroy a card that you control, and if this card on the field is destroyed by battle or by card effect, it lets you float into another Unchained monster. We then play 3 copies of Shavara. Shavara is insane, and it's awesome that we just got this card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. This card has a really cool ability that during the main phase, if this card is in your hand, quick effect, you can target one fiend monster or a face-down card you control and destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card. But while this card is in the monster zone, you cannot special summon monsters except for fiend monsters, and if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can set an Unchained spell or trap directly from your deck, which is a really cool ability just to instantly get a card out in your side of the field. This card is definitely a 3-up because it's probably the most powerful card in the entire deck. We then play a single copy of Shayama. Shayama is a card you don't want to see in your opening hand, but it's just a really good combo piece for the deck. With the ability that you can target one card you control and destroy it, then you can destroy a spell or trap on the field. And if this card's in the graveyard, you can target a fiend monster or a face-down card you control, destroy it, and if you do, special summon this card, but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. This card is awesome in the deck as a 1-up, but you only need a single copy because it's so easy to get to, and it's a card you really don't want to see in your opening hand. We then play a single copy of Abominable Unchained Soul. Abominable Unchained Soul is basically a main deck boss monster with the ability that you can only special summon it once per turn, and if a card you control is destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. And if this card is special summoned, you can actually destroy a card on the field, which is an insane ability just to destroy a card by discarding a card from your hand. It also has the ability once per turn during the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent to the graveyard this turn, you can special summon this card but place it on the bottom of the deck when it leaves the field. This card is definitely a 1-of the build. I love that it's a 3k boss monster. It's so easy to summon out to your side of the field, and if it's special summon, you do get to discard that card to destroy a card on the field, and it doesn't even target. We then play 3 copies of Tour Guide. Tour Guide is an amazing starter for the deck that you can just normal summon out to your side of the field, and special summon a level 3 monster from your hand or deck to your side of the field, but negate its effects. And the card you're usually summoning off this card's ability is your copy of Fiendish Rhino Warrior. Fiendish Rhino Warrior is amazing as a 1-of in the build because if this card does touch the graveyard, you get to send a fiend monster from your deck to the grave, which is an amazing ability to get the exact monster you need in the grave. We then play a single copy of Vice King Requiem. Vice King Requiem is really cool because of its pendulum ability that you can target any number of dark contract cards you control, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card from your pendulum zone, then increase or decrease this card's level by the number of destroyed, which is a really cool ability just to instantly get this card out on your side of the field for your DDD package in the deck. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3-of just to stop your opponent from touching the deck, and since it is a Master Duel deck profile, we're also playing 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi is crazy powerful in Master Duel, just basically having the ability to let you draw a card every time your opponent special summons, and it's insane that this card is still a 3 in Master Duel. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Crossout Designator. Crossout Designator is really good as a 1-of, just to stop your opponent's hand traps while you're going in for all of your plays. We're then playing 2 copies of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is also a really good 2-of, just to stop your opponent's hand traps while you're going through all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Wailing of the Unchained Soul. This card is awesome in the deck as a 1-of, because if you Link Summon an Unchained Link monster, you can actually target a card on the field and destroy it. And if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon an Unchained monster from your deck, and you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. We then play 3 copies of Abomination's Prison. Abomination's Prison is definitely a 3-of in the build. This card is the Rhoda for the deck, letting you add any Unchained card you want from your deck to your hand, and if this set card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, you can actually special summon an Unchained monster from your deck, which is awesome to instantly get one of your Unchained monsters onto the field. We then play a single copy of Pot of Prosperity. Pot of Prosperity is really good as a 1-of in the build, just to help you dig into the deck to get the exact card you need, and this card is currently at 1 in Master Duel, which is why we're just playing a single copy. We then play 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate. This card is basically Rhoda for Vice King Requiem, and it's really good in the deck as a 3-of just to instantly get to your copy of Vice King Requiem. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get in to the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. This card is really good as a 2-of in the build, because this card has the ability that you get to special summon an Unchained monster from your hand or graveyard, and if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, you can special summon an Unchained monster from your deck, which is an amazing ability to instantly get the exact monster you want on the field. We then play 3 copies of Escape of the Unchained. This card is definitely a 3-of in the build that lets you target an Unchained monster you control and a card on the field and destroy both. And if this set card is destroyed by a card effect, just like your copy of Abominable Chamber, then you get to special summon an Unchained monster from your deck. We then also play 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is really good at just stopping your opponent's monster effects while also locking down entire columns of spells and traps. So, that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, guys, we're going to start off with 2 copies of Unchained Soul, Lord of Yama. This card is crazy. You only need 2 copies of it, but it is an amazing card. It takes 2 Fiend monsters to make this card, and if this card is special summoned, you get to add any Unchained monster you want from your deck or graveyard to your hand, meaning we're usually going to get a copy of Shavara off this card's ability if we don't already have it, but it's still really good to be able to grab a copy of Shavara. This card has the ability, if a card you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect while this card's in the graveyard, you can banish this card to special summon a Fiend monster from your hand or grave, then destroy a card you control, which is an insane ability to use this card, to basically use this card as a Rhoda and an extender, which is just so cool. We then play a single copy of Unchained Abomination. Abomination is an amazing card because this card just pops 3 cards for no reason. It has the ability, if a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect except by this card's ability, you get to target a card on the field and destroy it. When another monster is destroyed by battle, you target a card on the field and destroy it. And during the end phase, just because, you get to target a card on the field and destroy it, which is insane. This card is definitely a 1-of in the build and is a main boss monster. When you summon it, you're probably going to win. We then play a single copy of Unchained Soul of Anguish. Anguish is really good because it lets you link your opponent's monsters away to help you link climb, which is super cool about this card. We then play 2 copies of Rage. You usually want to end on a copy of Rage because this card is actually a quick effect to use an opponent's monster to link summon, which is just absolutely crazy. To be able to link away an opponent's monster to climb into something like a copy of Anguish is just absolutely amazing, because during your opponent's main phase quick effect, you can target a face-up special summon monster your opponent controls and immediately effect resolves, link summon a dark link monster, except another copy of Rage by using the opponent's monster and this card you control as a material. And if this card on the field is just a battle by card effect, you can target a fiend monster in your graveyard and add it back to your hand, except a copy of Rage, which is just absolutely amazing. We then play a single copy of Underworld Goddess. Underworld Goddess is amazing because this card can out towers like monsters, which is why we played as 1-up, plus she's a fiend. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Griffin. Nightmare Griffin is amazing because you can Griffin lock your opponent with this card and Mudracker, which is just so cool. Instead, this card is link summon, you discard a card, target a spell or trap in your grave, set it to your side of the field, but you cannot activate it this turn. Then if this card was co-linked when you activated that ability, you get to draw a card, which it will with your copy of Mudracker. And then it also has the ability that you can only use its effect once per turn, but special summon monsters on the field cannot activate their effects unless they are linked, basically making it a one-sided skill drain. We then play a single copy of Nightmare Unicorn to spin stuff, plus you can go into this card with a copy of Rage, which is amazing. 1 copy of Mudracker. Mudracker is in here because we can use this card to help us step into a Griffin lock by making this card first and then making Griffin with this card pointing to it, which is amazing. This will be in the extra monster zone and this card will be in the monster zone, which is really cool because then you basically get a one-sided skill drain. We play a single copy of Stone King Darius. Stone King Darius is really good as a 1-up in the build just because we can make this card. It helps us make a bunch of different cool plays in the deck, and it's just an absolutely amazing 1-up. We then play 2 copies of Wave High King Caesar. This card is a double negate, and you can easily summon 2 copies of this card in the deck. It's really insane because when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, then it includes an effect that special summons a monster, quick effect, detach a material from this card, negate the activation if you destroy that card, which is an insane ability just to basically use this card as a double negate. And then play a single copy of Devicer King Deus Machina. This card is really good and as a 1-up in the deck, as you can also XZ summon this card using a DDD monster you control as a material, and you transfer all materials from that card to this card, which is a really cool ability. I love this card as a 1-up in the build because it's just absolutely insane. It also has a really cool ability that quick effect, you can either detach 2 material in this card or destroy a dark contract you control, and if you do, attach that opponent's monster to this card as a material, which is just an insane ability that once we're trained, when a monster your opponent control activates its effect, you do get to use that ability. We then play a single copy of Zeus. Zeus is just amazing as a 1-up to be able to use as a board wipe. It's the only non-fiend we play in the extra deck, so you kind of got to watch out for it, but it's a really good follow-up card that if you have a copy of, say, Wave King Caesar on your side of the field, and you see an opportunity that you need to Zeus, you can just basically go into battle and then swing in and then make a copy of Zeus in main too. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is absolutely crazy. I'm really excited to see what we can do with this deck in Master Duel because it's really fun to be able to play. I absolutely love playtesting this deck. It was one of my favorite decks until they hit it in the TCG, but it's going to be insane in Master Duel. This deck is super fun, and I'm really excited to play it. So that's going to do for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell and there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.